A live explosive was rolling around the back of a U.S. warplane. At 3,000 feet, the lights were out, the plane was spiraling, and instead of jumping for safety, one man dove toward the bomb. Why? This is the story of John Levitow, the U.S. airman who risked his life by bombing his own aircraft to save everyone else. John Lee Levitow was born in 1945 and joined the Air Force in 1966. He wasn't a pilot, he wasn't an officer. He was a loadmaster, the guy who handles cargo, personnel, and flares on board aircraft. In Vietnam, he flew on the Douglas AC-47 spooky gunship, nicknamed Puff the Magic Dragon, for its terrifying firepower. These planes flew low over the jungle at night, launching flares to light up enemy positions and laying down suppressing fire to protect ground troops. That night, Levitow and his crew were flying a typical support mission near Long Binh, South Vietnam. They were launching magnesium flares, bright, hot, and dangerous. Each flare weighed 27 pounds, burned at 4,000 degrees, and once ignited couldn't be put out, not even with water. Levitow was prepping another flare when the plane was rocked by an enemy mortar blast. Shrapnel tore through the fuselage and the crew. Levitow was hit, so were others. Blood covered the floor. The plane started banking violently. And in the chaos, one of the armed flares was accidentally triggered. The fuse was live. The flare was armed. It was ticking, rolling freely in the dark, smoke-filled cargo bay. If it ignited, it would melt through the floor and detonate the aircraft's ammunition, killing everyone on board. Levitow had over 40 wounds from shrapnel. His leg was nearly useless, but he saw the flare rolling near the open cargo door. Instead of diving for cover, he threw himself onto it, cradling it with his body and dragging it to the open door. He reached the edge and hurled the live flare out into the sky, just seconds before it would have gone off. Somehow, the plane didn't crash. The crew stabilized it, they returned to base. Everyone survived. Levitow collapsed immediately after throwing the flare. He didn't remember the end, just the explosion outside the aircraft. Doctors couldn't believe he stayed conscious, let alone moved. He was awarded the Medal of Honor, the lowest-ranking airman ever to receive it. The official citation called it a selfless act of heroism in complete disregard for his own safety. Why didn't he run? Why did he throw himself on an explosive, knowing he could be torn apart? Levitow later said, "I wasn't thinking about myself. I just knew what that flare could do, and I wasn't going to let it kill my crew. It wasn't about rank or glory, it was instinct, duty, brotherhood." His actions are still taught in the Air Force today, a reminder that true heroism often comes from the most unexpected people, at the most terrifying moments. John Levitow survived the war. He lived until 2000, and every airman who's ever risked their life in combat carries part of his legacy. He didn't have to do it. He wasn't trained for it. But when the moment came, he made the choice. He bombed his own plane to save everyone else on board. If this story moved you, like the video, subscribe for more faceless military history, and follow on TikTok or your TimeVale00 for daily stories of forgotten courage. And always remember, not all heroes carry rank.